We've traditionally viewed sarcopenia, osteoporosis, and cognitive decline as separate conditions of aging, but research increasingly shows these are interconnected through bidirectional communication involving hormones, myokines, osteokines, and neural signals. Understanding this bone-muscle-brain axis reveals why integrated interventions are more effective than treating these systems in isolation. Bones are not inert structures, but metabolically active organs that secrete hormones affecting other tissues. Osteocalcin, produced by bone cells, influences brain function, muscle mass, and metabolism. Animal studies show osteocalcin can improve cognitive function and exercise capacity. This means bone health isn't just about preventing fractures, but about maintaining systemic endocrine function. Muscles similarly secrete myokines, signaling molecules released during contraction. Irisin, one important myokine, appears to cross the blood-brain barrier and promote brain-derived neurotrophic factor production, supporting neuroplasticity and cognitive function. This is one mechanism explaining why exercise benefits brain health. The brain influences both bone and muscle through neural and hormonal pathways. The sympathetic nervous system regulates bone remodeling. Growth hormone and other pituitary hormones affect muscle and bone mass. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor influences muscle metabolism. This interconnection means that decline in one system accelerates decline in others. Muscle loss reduces mechanical loading on bones, accelerating bone loss. Reduced mobility from either muscle or bone problems decreases neural stimulation and social engagement, potentially contributing to cognitive decline. Cognitive decline can reduce motivation and ability to exercise, worsening both muscle and bone loss. The good news is that interventions targeting this axis benefit all three systems. Resistance training is foundational. When you lift weights, mechanical loading signals bones to strengthen. Muscle contraction produces myokines that benefit the brain. The neuromuscular coordination required maintains neural pathways. Studies show resistance training 2 to 3 times weekly improves bone density, muscle mass, and cognitive function. Impact loading specifically benefits bone through mechanical stress. Activities involving impact, jumping, running, or even brisk walking provide signals that promote bone formation. However, this must be appropriate for individual capacity and bone health status. Balance training is critical but often overlooked. Balance exercises maintain proprioception and neural coordination while reducing fall risk. Falls are devastating for older adults, often leading to fractures, hospitalization, and cascade of decline. Balance training prevents this while maintaining neural function. Nutritional support requires addressing all three systems. Protein is essential for muscle preservation, typically at least 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight for older adults. Calcium and vitamin D are fundamental for bone health. Vitamin K2 directs calcium to bones rather than soft tissues. Magnesium is involved in both bone formation and neurotransmitter function. Omega-3 fatty acids benefit all three systems, supporting muscle protein synthesis, reducing bone loss through anti-inflammatory effects, and maintaining brain structure and function through DHA incorporation into neural membranes. Here's what troubles me about current clinical practice. These systems are typically addressed in isolation. Osteoporosis is treated with calcium and bisphosphonates. Sarcopenia might be addressed with protein recommendations. Cognitive decline gets cognitive exercises or medications. But this fragmented approach misses the interconnection and the power of integrated interventions. There's also overemphasis on supplementation relative to lifestyle. While nutritional support is important, resistance training, impact loading, and balance work are more fundamental. You cannot supplement your way out of sedentary living. The research on bone-muscle-brain axis is still evolving. We're discovering new signaling molecules and pathways regularly. Some claims about specific myokines or osteokines extrapolate too far from animal research or cell culture studies. A practical protocol emphasizes resistance training 2 to 3 times weekly, hitting all major muscle groups with progressive overload. Impact loading appropriate for individual capacity. Balance training at least twice weekly, ensuring adequate protein intake distributed across meals. Supplementing vitamin D to optimal levels. ensuring adequate calcium from diet or supplements, including vitamin K2 and magnesium, consuming adequate omega-3 fatty acids, and maintaining social and cognitive engagement. Think systemically, interventions supporting one component of this axis benefit the others. This integrated approach is more powerful than isolated interventions.